Welcome to the Pennie Fear Thoughts podcast, where psychology, pop culture, and self meet. I'm so excited today because, like I've been saying, I've been wanting to get more artists and musicians on. I love music, I love art, and there's so many stories to be told in that space. So I'm so excited I think this is my first time having an artist on ever.
Yay.
Yes, Kevonna Rose.
Yes.
So happy to be here. I was introduced to you at Mame Fest. Shout out to Mame. She's so amazing. She has a festival every year, and you blew us all away.
Aww.
It was something about you that was just so authentic, so genuine. I'm like, okay, this girl has something different. Whenever I'm thinking about new artists or aspiring artists, and I hate those two terms because you literally are an artist. I'm like, what makes you different? You have that different it factor. So I was like, love her. And yeah, I'm just so excited for you to be here.
Thank you.
We start off always with a pen pal letter just to break the ice. So we're gonna give one of my listeners some advice.
Okay.
So we'll start there and then we'll get into everything. Mm-hmm. So, dear Pennie, I met this guy while out with my friends and we hit it off instantly. We spent the entire night together, hopping from spot to spot. We even made out, had deep combos, even took pictures. I saw him once after that, I saw him once after our rendezvous, but the communication has slowed down. What should I do? He likes my stories, but hasn't responded to my last text. He can start. Cause what?
Girl, he's not
that
interested. Yeah, he's not that into you, which is one of my favorite movies. Because it reminds me, some people are really busy. Some people do have a lot going on. But if you can like my story and you see me, you can text me, you can ask me to go to have another rendezvous.
Yeah.
But if he's not, he's probably rendezvousing with a bunch of other people.
Yeah. I said the same thing. And I'm like, don't text him first. Don't do anything. I don't know. I hate to play the texting game, whatever. Mm-hmm. But if somebody wants to do it, they will do it. And maybe just look at it as you had a really cute night. It was a really good night. It was a fun night. And maybe it'll come back around. Maybe it won't. And also sometimes we don't know what people are actually going through and dealing with. He might not be in the space to be dating or to, carrying on with that. But he was in the space for that happy moment. And it was just that moment.
Maybe.
I don't know.
And wait, is there any backstory, age?
Nope.
No. Okay.
Nothing.
Because if it's these youngins, then
what you mean?
They just living different.
What you mean?
I don't know, because I haven't dated for a really long time, so I know this new generation of dating is a lot different. Mm-hmm. Where maybe they don't communicate in the same way we did growing up. So I think
even with social media, I feel like I'm like, a nigga will break your heart and still like your story. That's
why I be blocking y'all.
That's so crazy to me.
I'm blocking you because don't like my story if you're not calling me anymore. And
I saw this post today. It was like, well, why do men reach out after you post a picture? I don't really understand that.
Because they remember for a second and then they're like, never mind.
Yeah, I don't get that part. But okay, so to wrap that up, he don't like you. Sorry. I'm sure you're wonderful,
and there's gonna be somebody that does.
Yes, and I think it's okay to just have a good experience. Everyone's looking for love, searching for love, but every nigga is not your nigga, and you probably are saving yourself from something that you don't need to be in.
Exactly.
Period. Okay, so I always start the pod off with asking people just to get a scope of who you are. Who were you? Who are you now? And who do you see yourself becoming?
Oh wow. Okay.
To get into your journey.
I was, well, that's a really deep, who was I, who am I, and who am I becoming? Mm-hmm. I think I was a little too careful about, other people's feelings and maybe how I was perceived and not living in the fullness of who I am. I think I've always been a really authentic person. I've always been me, but I feel like I held back a lot. Mm-hmm. I grew up in a family with a lot of girls, so I think there was unintentional competition, not malicious, but just kind of you don't want to step on anyone's toes. You don't want to shine too bright to make anyone, well, for me, because I'm an empath and I do care about how people feel. So I feel like I kind of shied away from being too much. And now I am too much.
Now you're like, I am me.
And that's just it.
Yeah.
And I'm fine
like
with
you
that.
always felt like you had more in you,
Always.
but you just never wanted to like.
Yeah. I'm very much like if I come in the room right now and you seem like you were a little off or you were a little like upset, I would probably like be really chill because I don't want to disturb you or bother you. So that's always been how I've been. But it's held me back, and it's also not necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like, why do I have to control or manipulate the environment to make you feel better?
I've always been. I'm like that too. It's more so. I feel like it's a controlling thing. I don't know.
It is
like low key, and it's masked like, oh, I'm empathetic, or
it's fear based.
Yeah,
it's fear. It's like I'm afraid of what your reaction will be if I upset you or I disturb you. So I want to make this a calm, cool environment so that I'm safe and you're safe and we're all okay.
Yeah.
But all I do is create this tendency to dumb myself down, dim my light, and not shine as brightly as I can. So that's who I was, and now I am too much all the time. And if you don't like it, you can block me, unfollow me, close the door, lose the key, like whatever. That's how I feel. And who I'm becoming is a more balance between the two. Because now I am in the like, if you don't like it, you don't gotta be here. And it's like balancing back into being empathetic, but also saying this is who I am and I love you. If you can be here, stay. If you can't, I love you, go.
Yeah, that's for me too. I'm really focusing on taking up more space this year in a sense. I think that came from like growing up, like my dad was super strict and always like coming in like yelling at us type stuff. So I think that's like where it comes from, is like trying to just be like, and I'm the only girl, so I was always trying to like mellow out the situation. My brothers is like trying to fight, there's just like all kinds of stuff going on. But like, so I can definitely like I can see that too in me as well. So how would you describe your music to new people? I couldn't like compare you to anyone, which I think is amazing. And the only person that came to my mind was Kate Nash. You know Kate Nash? Do you remember Kate Nash? She had Mary Happy, Foundations, red hair. She had like a stint in like 2009, 2008.
No,
I'm gonna send it. Oh
or
my
say
God.
a song.
It's like the fingertips are holding on to the thoughts of my foundations. No, I can't sing it all. Let go. But that. And Mary Happy,
Okay.
I don't know why, like, that's the only part, which is I stand for her, and no one has been like her. So for the people listening, describe your sound.
It's hard for me too because I like so many people, but if I put myself in the category, it doesn't match. I guess a more thorough Corinne Bailey Ray.
I thought about that too, but it's not even that.
I know. Or maybe a more suburban SZA. I don't know. Because it's not that either. I don't know. I think
it's good. That's what we know it is for sure.
Thank you. Yeah. It's hard for me to describe it, but if you like Corinne Bailey Ray, if you like SZA, if you like her, if you like Julia Michaels, if you like JP Sachs, anything like that, I think you'll like my music. Yeah. But it's hard to put it.
Exactly. How is it being a new artist these days? I be saying, like, I think you tweeted this, Lama's in the room, by the way, y'all. Like, about how podcasting is kind of like being like an aspiring rapper these days. Like, it's like we're literally fighting for our life. Especially now, you guys have to make content. You have to be more than just an artist. So how are you dealing with that?
I hate it. I mean, really, I am an artist. I'm not a singer, performer. I'm those things, but I'm an artist. I create from the depths and I share. So to feel like I have to be like a dancing monkey, and I know that I am a dancing monkey, but like to feel like you have to do this content, and then Instagram isn't showing your stuff and you're only showing it to 3 people, and then you have to now figure out how to fix the algorithm, and you have like, I just don't like it, and I am not a poster naturally. I just feel like I should post. Again, I'm old. And
You're not even old.
I remember the days when like an artist would come out, they would be in the studio for however many months, and then they would go out and promote that, and then they would go on tour, and then they would go back, then they would have a little hiatus, and they would go back in the studio, they would write, they would create, and because you have to live so that you can have something to write about. And now it's like, I get that this is the game now, and I'm doing it, I'm trying, but it's just, it's so not natural. It's not authentic, and anything that isn't authentic is like, I don't want to do it.
No, I feel the same way. I feel like with the algorithm, it favors certain content. It's like, so you want us to all be creating the same thing, and there's nothing authentic about that,
right?
In a sense, unless you just hit a super viral moment, being like who you are, but
right. And that's then I guess consistently posting. Exactly. So it's just like, if you believe in what you're doing, you consistently post, eventually it'll catch on. But again, it's like the aspiring rapper thing. Everybody is doing it, so it's just,
and that part too. Everybody want to be
some,
and people want to do it not even because they truly love it, but just because of what they see it doing for others.
Exactly, like,
especially
please
podcasting.
Stop. Get out of my lane.
Everybody chill. No, for real. How do you keep going? I think I was telling you this, and I tweeted too, like, today was like a shitty day. I was not feeling well, but I told myself this year I'm showing up, like, regardless. Like, we're pushing through. Like, I owe that to myself. So as someone who has been creating art for so long, you have children, you've been married, like, I'm not sure if that's public information. You cut that out. It is, okay.
In New Jersey,
married before. You can look it up, married. Yeah. Like, how are you continuing on this journey? It's not easy, I'm sure. But
it's not. I just cannot stop. There's nothing else that I want to do or will do. I just know it's for me. There have been periods where I have taken time off, or I haven't been extremely active, but there's never, ever, ever going to be a point where I say, this isn't for me. I know
it's just in you.
It's in me, and I know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, I know tomorrow is going to happen, and the sun's going to come up, and I'm going to go take my kids to school. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of time and consistency and not letting up.
And you write all of your music, everything. I love Aura Bra is my favorite. I will say that it's my favorite. And you have a new song coming out called Saturdays.
Yes.
And I don't know why I thought that you were talking, it might be a double entendre, but I thought that you were talking about laying up with a nigga when you know you got shit to do, and just kind of like, sometimes we find comfort in intimacy when it's like we have so many problems that we should be dealing with, but we just be laid up and just binge watching TV, and it's like just shutting ourselves off from the world. But then after listening to it more, I'm like, but are you like is it you laid up with your depression? Like, or was it both?
It's both.
Okay.
So when I wrote the song, I wrote the song, and I was driving, and I had like started writing it, and I'm just going through things, and I'm writing it, and it was Saturdays, like the day of the week when I wrote it, and it was about like having that person that you go to. Maybe they're not the best person, maybe I shouldn't even be here, but it's appeasing something, and it's making me feel whatever I need to feel to continue on with my life, because I'm in a dark place right now. And then when I listened back and I played it back, I'm like, am I depressed? Like, really, like I knew I was like going through a weird time, but I listened back and I'm like, yo, this is really sad.
Like what line would you say when you were like, hold on, like, if you can?
It's the beginning. So the beginning is, I've got 2 glasses of water half full on the left side of my bed. I got 100 text messages that I haven't read. And it's like, those are telltale signs of depression. Like, I have like shit everywhere. I'm not even responding to my favorite people anymore. And I'm taking my Saturdays and I'm spending with someone I don't even like. Just kidding, I did like you for the time. Sorry if you watch this.
Does he know it's about him? Well, maybe now he does. Sorry.
So it's like, and when I say like, I mean love, because I'm a lover girl. So it's like, if it's not that,
like sometimes we just kind of
you do what you need to do to feel what you need to feel. You got the man. So I think after listening to it, I realized that I'm actually depressed, and it then became me thinking about it like, this is what I do when I'm depressed. I avoid. I use my Saturdays, and I feel like I work at a restaurant on the weekends, and there's a club upstairs, and I see people coming in week after week after week, and I don't know why I always feel sad when I see older people clubbing. Like, it makes me feel sad.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you...
Have you seen that video of that old man at the club getting bottles for himself, and it was just him? No. Did you see that video?
See, that makes me feel so sad, because, like, what do you have going on in your life?
What are you searching for?
And what are you running from? And Saturdays is that for people. They go out, they drink, they get high, they lose their mind for Saturday, and then they're back to work. And they go Sunday, and then they're back to work on Monday, and you have to get back to reality. And for me, Saturdays was... It's not actually the day, it's just what you do. You try to ignore it for the time. You have a fun time, and then it goes away, and you're right back to your sad shit.
Yeah, and it's a cycle that just keeps going and going. I think, like, post-pandemic, I'm seeing that in myself. I'm seeing that in friends. I'm seeing that in a lot of, like, younger people. Like, we're just really, like, numbing ourselves out and then, like, getting right back to it. And then always wondering, like, why am I sad? Well, you're sad because you just drank all weekend and you didn't do anything to really, like, fulfill yourself. Yep. So when you realize, okay, I might have depression, what were the next steps that you took? Did you get a therapist? How did you go about that?
I wrote this song and I healed myself.
Yeah, but writing is therapy, though. There's different forms of therapy. Yeah,
it is, but it's also delusional, and I really believe in that. Like, I'm fine now. I wrote about it.
The artist in you, that like.
But it didn't heal. I mean, it healed something, and I was able to get it out. And I think I do have like a leg up because I'm able to express it and get it out. But I think after realizing what's crazy is before I went to the studio, I was like having a weird Jameson phase. So I went Jameson, and there was like
that is some like musician shit.
I got a Jameson and ginger beer, and I drank the whole thing before I got to the studio because I didn't want to look like an alcoholic. That's a sign of an alcoholic. Like, let me down this. Then I got to the studio and I was like drunk, recording this song, and it came out really good because of it. I think my vocals were really
this song, that's what happened. Yeah. Saturday. Oh shit.
So it just is just sadness and just kind of like giving up, and I just felt like I was in this weird space of like I was doing a lot of music, I was doing a lot of shows, I was working on music, but I just felt detached, and I compartmentalize everything. So it's just like, okay, I'm sad, but I have to do this. Okay, I'm sad, but I have to be a mom. Okay, I'm sad, but I have to make it in music, and I have to. So yeah.
So would you say, because some people, this is a learning moment for people, like some people, like their depression is situational, like was it postpartum, was it post-divorce, or sometimes we actually have a chemical imbalance in our brains. I'm one of the people, like my family, it runs in my family, like my brothers, like everyone, we have something like that, which is why I'm such an advocate for it. So I wonder, for you, was it situational? Was it more something that's innate? Yeah.
I think it was like everything catching up to me because I don't deal with things the way that I should as they happen. They kind of just pile up, and then it's like the straw that broke the camel's back. I'm also a Cancer, so I'm
you're a Cancer too?
I'm just sad. Yeah. But it's so weird because I'm not sad. We talked about this. Like, I'm not sad. I just feel everything. So I think because I feel everything all the time, sometimes I kind of stuff some stuff down, and then over time it just starts to like
bubble over.
So it's like I have to really deal with the things as they happen, or it'll turn into like all of a sudden it's hitting me, and I'm like, yeah. But it was the pandemic. I had just gotten divorced. I had just gotten diagnosed with multiple sclerosis.
Oh wow!
I know, crazy.
Okay.
All before the pandemic. So like going all like in with all of this stuff, and then I was working overnight, so it could have just been like a circadian rhythm thing. And then I was working on a project, and I'm just hoping, and you know, so many things at one time. I was like dealing with somebody, it just wasn't a healthy situation, and I wasn't dealing with them, and I was like knowing it wasn't right and knowing it wasn't good, but wanting, you know what I mean, like heartbreak. So heartbreak from so many things, heartbreak from my health, heartbreak from my divorce, heartbreak from, you know.
People always say, like with writers, especially like I think what's her name, Summer Walker, she's always like writing through her pain, but it's like, do you think that like once there's always going to be pain in life, but will there still be something to write about when you're on the other side? Or do y'all always like hurt y'all own feelings so y'all can have something to write about? Like, what's going on? You know what I mean?
Feelings are hurt if my favorite menu item is in there. So like I'm always gonna have something to be hurt about. But no, I write about other things. It's just what people like the other things, because it's like the Mary J thing where like when she's happy, nobody's like,
no one cares.
Like, no, we want to hear you cry.
Yeah,
like, nobody wants to hear Mary happy. No one wants to hear Summer happy.
No,
but I think one thing I do with my sad music is there's always this like juxtaposition where like Au revoir, it's this bouncy, happy,
and it's theatrical, like it's literally amazing.
Sad.
Yeah,
It's saying goodbye, like I can't be with you.
Yeah,
it's saying goodbye for now, and then maybe call me. Like it's sad and desperate.
Yeah,
like, but it sounds happy.
When it comes to relationships and like being laid up, so when I was thinking about that, I was thinking about how sometimes we can be codependent on each other as well, especially if both parties aren't where they want to be in their life. And then I kind of thought about my past relationships and like building with a man. Like, are you pro building with a man, or are you like, you need to come with your shit together? Like, what's your view on that?
I'm pro building. I want to build with someone. I want to feel like it's a partnership. I want to feel like we're doing this together. In every regard. Like if I have some weak spots, you can help me with that. If you have some weak spots, I want to help you with that. I know from my experience of marrying someone that was older, that had their shit together, it kind of feels like you're playing catch up. And
it didn't feel good.
It didn't feel good. No, I want to. And I do want to learn from someone. I want someone to inspire me and push me, but I don't mind building together. I want to build together. Let's be in this little love shack together, making it work.
As long as everyone's doing their part. Like in my past relationship, he wasn't doing his part. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm like, now I want someone with their things together. And I'm always like Captain Save-A-Ho. I'm like trying to pick her or save a nigga, trying to pick somebody up. So it's like I don't need that right now in my life. Maybe later, but like not right now.
No. I don't want to save you. I just want us to be on the same playing field, on the same wavelength. Like we're both doing what we have to do, and like we're building together, but we're both stable. I'm big on wholeness. Like in this new phase, I want to be whole and I want you to be whole, and together now we are adding to each other. And you're not completing me, I'm not completing you. We're good, we love each other, we want each other, but we don't need each other.
No, exactly.
That's like what's.
Let's talk about divorce. I learned that today about you, which is crazy. That wasn't even on my notes at all. But being young and divorced, how does that feel? What does that look like? Is there any advice you can give to a woman who is still in it, or thinking about it?
I think really, really, really think long and hard before divorcing, and I don't know if I feel like I made a hasty decision in divorcing. I only say that because I'm back with my ex-husband.
Like y'all are dating or boyfriend, girlfriend?
Yeah, we're dating. So got divorced. I moved out. I have an apartment. He has his place, and we're like revisiting. So, and I know a lot of people do that, where they get divorced and then there's just like a lightness. I think when you're in it, it just feels so intense.
Like suffocating.
Yeah. And I think when it comes to divorce, before you divorce or before you separate, do the therapy together. Do the therapy for yourself. A lot of the issues that I realized I had with him were really issues with me. Now, he has his issues, and there are a lot of things that
Y'all were also together since 20. Like, you weren't able to separately develop who you were.
No, I wasn't. I grew up with him, along with him. Like, so, I just think before you divorce, just really, really, really think it through. Pull out all this, unless you're in an abusive relationship, unless he is not good, hurting you, cheating on you. But if it's a good thing and you guys just are clashing, I say do the therapy together, do your separate therapy, and just work on you. Because I think we like to point a lot. Even we had a conversation earlier. I'm like, all the things about him, but I'm like, no. There's a lot that I had to work on, and there's a lot that I still have to work on. And I think as I work on me, I start looking at it a little differently.
An unpopular opinion, women don't hold themselves accountable enough.
This is true.
It's like something that I'm really realizing the more that I'm trying to do so. And even like I'll be talking to a friend, I'm like, you might be the problem. Like it might be you, sister. like for real. Yeah,
I'll be the problem.
Sometimes. But not all the time.
I'll be the problem.
Yeah. And like this makes me think also like to hold the brakes when it comes to marriage, especially like marrying young. It's like, and even when it comes to relationships, like right now I'm dating someone. This is T. Right now I'm dating someone, and everything is cool, and everyone's like, y'all not together, y'all aren't together, and people automatically assume that I want to be with him, and he's not like asking me to be his girl. But that's not the case at all. Like we're both communicating, we're both on the same page. We're both like, let's just be 100% sure because we're grown. Like I would hope that the next person that I'm dating is my like partner for life, and I'm not gonna rush into it because we have a lifetime. Yeah, like what do you think about that too?
Yeah, definitely. Learning about that person, like who they are, what are their goals, what are their aspirations, what's the end goal, what do you want to do with your life, like what do you think about orphans and puppies?
No, literally.
No, really, like all the things. It's like we meet someone, they look good, or we have similar interests, and it's like we get along well and it's fun, but it's just like, but what do you want to do with your life? Like where is this going? And I don't know what people are talking about in the dating phase, and like I know for me, I wish I would have done a lot more of that. I do.
Like a lot more of just like getting to know.
Of the really, really getting to know the core of the person. Like, because you know you're dating, you're out, you ask hard questions, you do, but it's just like you're hanging out, you're having fun, like the rendezvous girl, like you're out, you had a great night.
Yeah, rendezvous girl, that's her name.
Rendezvous girl, maybe there's like 2 years of that, and then you're just like, this person just makes me feel good and they make me feel alive. But then when you're in the thick of it and you have kids and you're tired and you're working and they get on your nerves, what is the glue? Like, what is...
I've heard you had to go through like at least 4 seasons, full seasons.
Yeah.
While you're dating, before even the boyfriend girlfriend thing, to really see like who is this person in every single season. 4 seasons in a road trip or like a trip or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because a trip will reveal.
That'll like definitely like let you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And your kids, how have your kids like inspired you or pushed you? Because most people just end up just giving up, honestly. So how have your kids, changed your life? I'm sure they have.
With music?
Yeah, music.
They love that I do music, but they hate that I sing all the time. My son was like, in my play area, you're not allowed to sing. Not past this line. Like, please no singing, because I am so obnoxious. I just sing all day long. But they love it. I bring them to gigs sometimes, and there was a period where I wasn't doing a lot of gigging and I was working at a restaurant, and my son, he's 6, he was like, you used to be a singer, but now you just work in a restaurant. And I was like,
he read you.
He did. I was like, I can never give up. They know that I've been doing this their entire lives. They know that I've been going after this. So if I ever gave up, it would be like, mommy gave up on
so then like I can too. Like they would think that as well.
And I always tell them, you never give up. And so they see what I'm doing. So when it happens, and it's happening. I'm doing what I love. No, it's literally happening. What I mean? It's happening. I'm doing what I love now, and I don't want to seem ungrateful because I get to be here talking to you about my music. I get to put out music that I funded myself. I get to, you know what I mean? So it's happening, but when I'm able to do it on a scale where I don't have to have a full-time job and I don't have to work to pay for like my rent and my food, that to me will feel a little bit more like the success that I want. But when I do get there, I want my children to see how hard I worked and how important it was to me, and that they can do anything they want to do.
Yeah, and a lot of artists and celebrities, people are being more open with becoming mom. Like they're okay with it. Before it was kind of like forbidden to be a mom and be like an artist. So I'm really happy for like Cardi, Halle Bailey, Summer Walker,
Victoria
Monet. Like they have their babies like on the red carpet with them. So
I know
they
it's
like
a wonderful time to be alive.
When did you start? We can get back. When did you like start doing music?
When I was like 21, 22.
Okay.
Like seriously, maybe like 22, 23, something like that.
what's your process when it comes to writing? Because damn, Daniel, you have a lot of, you're really like witty with it when it comes to like the wordplay and everything like that. So what is your process when it comes to writing?
I usually go through some devastating heartbreak. And then I sit with my guitar.
Wait, I have a question though. If you were with the same man for 15 years, wait.
So, yes.
How many is, or unless he broke your heart a million times within that?
No, so we got divorced in 2020. And in that time, I met someone. And it was a very, like, rendezvous girl-esque thing. But that one day lasted however long. And that was so crazy. Like, I can't even believe, I feel so stupid now when I think back how, like, heartbroken I was over that thing.
Yeah.
I think it's like you're in a relationship for so long and then you meet someone, and then especially if it ended badly, you're divorced, obviously. So it's just like, oh, that was a bad situation.
And you swear that
he wasn't the love of my life. Yeah, like, this wasn't it. And then you meet someone and you're like, wow, we like all the same things.
Yeah.
You like the color blue. I like the color blue.
And try to, like, make that happen. That really isn't actually happening.
But there was an actual something there was a connection, and I needed that for whatever reason, and so that's where those, like, C'est La Vie is all the same.
Oh, that's all about him?
It's all the same time period. I have a million of those songs in my phone, but we just did a 5-song EP. But yeah, that was all from like the same 6 months, and I just wrote a bunch of songs about that.
Because I think it's Our Raw is on there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah.
So, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. But okay, so what do you want people to get from Saturdays? What messaging do you want the people to get and to, like, from you and to learn about themselves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The messaging is, don't handle your stress and your depression the way that I do. I think it's important that when you're feeling something, to feel that thing, to go through it, to find someone to talk to. Avoiding doesn't do anything. And it's like, if you're going to a man, or you're going to alcohol, or you're going to drugs, or you're diving deep in your work, you're not dealing with your issue, and it just becomes worse. And I feel like depression is taking people out. Like, people are unaliving themselves, and people are not wanting to be here, and it's this, like, resting depression where it's just enough, like, you can go to work and you
people are very high functioning.
They're high functioning, and it's just like,
especially Black people, especially like women, like men, like, we are really high functioning with it.
We are, and it's like years and years and years and years and years, and you're just miserable. And it's like, there's more to this. So, like, I think the song is like for you to listen to it and be like, wait, is this about depression? Is she
like,
really
is this about
sad?
me?
Like, is this about me? Like, because this sounds like me. This sounds like what my bedroom looks like.
No,
it sounds
for real.
Like I have bills due, and I have beds to make, and I'm not doing any of it because I'm just coming home, going to sleep, and going back out to work. Like, I want people to listen to the song and then go through this kind of mental cycle of what's going on with me, and how can I kind of figure out how to work through this. And if it's going to therapy, go to therapy. If it's going to talk to your pastor or your rabbi,
which is
like,
it's really good too, because I think that when you're in it, like, you don't know that you're in it, especially when you're like knee deep, like you, like, your perception of reality definitely it gets warped. So a song like this, you'll listen and be like, oh shit, like, I haven't gotten up to take a shower today. Like, and that's actually a problem. Or this cup has been sitting here for 5 days now. This is actually a problem. And, like, we don't recognize it as that. It's just like, well, I'm busy, I'm tired. Like, no, like, you walk past that cup 7 times. It's a problem, and it's also not the worst thing, because it's like we've all had bouts of it before, and I love how the song makes, not to say makes light of it, but just makes it feel more tangible and more relatable. It's also, it's like a love song. It's like I don't know.
It is, and it's so funny though, when I perform it, and even when I listen to it, I don't think of it that way at all. But I understand listening.
That's literally like when I was listening to it. Whenever you were performing it, like, I was thinking about a person, and then I start to think about my person and my sadness, and that's very interesting. It was together.
Yeah,
and I think that's a codependency thing.
It's so funny because that's gonna be the title of my new album.
What?
I'm codependent.
Really? Why?
Which is funny. Well, I wrote a song called Codependent.
Okay.
And I am very much I'm like a.
What's your attachment style? Would you say?
It's both. It's both because I am anxious attachment, but I'm also, what's the other one?
Avoidant.
Yeah, so I am, as long as you are avoidant, I'm anxious, but as soon as you like want to,
you have that there's one that's mixed, that's both.
So I don't know what it's called.
Disorganized.
Okay,
that's what it's called.
I'm definitely disorganized.
That's what it's called.
You heard, my bedroom got 2 glasses of water half full.
Yeah,
no, I am both. I think as soon as I feel like we're locked in and like you're like really there, I'm like, ugh. No.
Yeah.
No, I don't like this.
I'm having a moment of like, and I thought that my anxious attachment style went away. I thought that I kind of like healed and worked through it, but now that I'm in something that I actually like him, I'm having a bit like this week of a feeling of like anxious attachment, but he doesn't do anything to make me feel that way. But I just think
Chelsea is coming out.
Yeah, the Chelsea is literally coming out, but he has done nothing. And what's crazy though is that he always like reassures me without me even having to. I'll feel a certain way, and then he's reaching over, and I'm like, oh my god, like is this really actually happening right now? But it's so cute. But yeah, I'm glad I kind of got to work through it, but I can see it peaking up. Like I don't want to self-sabotage.
Yeah. And
start doing stuff to where he's like, all right now, like you're doing too much. Yeah. So codependent. Yeah, that's one. Like I think the biggest thing that I had to heal from. Yeah. I don't know where it came from or anything like that because I have a great family. Like I don't know why like men are like my kryptonite, like my safe space, and where I feel like I can be like a mess, and that it shouldn't be that way. But yeah, I love that. Yeah. Do you like what other tracks are on the EP, if you can say that? Share them.
Well, it's still kind of building out. So I'm a very like I see the end, and then I fill in all the spaces. So. I have a song called Autopilot. It's a very like therapy album.
Yeah, that's what it's giving.
I know it's crazy well because that's the space I'm in right now.
Anxious attached song.
I know I do need one. I do. Autopilot is I feel like I've gotten to this place where I am. I feel good. I feel like I'm out of that depression state. I feel very
in flow.
Yeah, I feel really good. But it's just like I had this moment where it's like I haven't cried in like months. Like. I've just been in go mode, and I've been in like mom mode, and I've been in work mode, and it's like I can't even sit down and write a song that I really feel because I'm in autopilot, and I wrote that song. Yeah. So that's one of them. All the songs are kind of they have to do with that. I have a song called Alchemy, which is it's like obvious, just taking your bad stuff and turning it into good stuff. Yeah, there's a lot songs I really love that I think are gonna help people. That's what I want this to be. Like that was my like throw up album, like get all this bad stuff out. And this one is like I got all this stuff off the surface, and now the real soul stuff is like coming out.
Yes. So I always end the pod with what is bringing you peace of mind. It could be a random TV show. I said Love Is Blind in the last episode because I love that show. It could be just really anything that's been bringing you that. Yeah. God. Like period. 100%. Yes. Like I've really strengthened my spiritual life. Like like in the morning, no Instagram, no emails, just like having the moment of like prayer. And like for me, prayer is just like, yo, God, I'm really fucking up today. Like, I need your help because I want to smack everybody. Like, if you're real, you need to help me because I'm about to smack these kids. Like having those moments of feeling connected to God and knowing that that's where my joy comes from and that's where my peace comes from. And that's how I've been able to weather all of this. Like the whole, everything, the divorce, the MS, all of that really could have, there was a point where I did not want to be alive. Like really, like I did not. And I would never kill myself. But you felt. But I did not, but the feeling of, I just don't want to be here. Like if I get hit by a car, like I'm not sad. Like I love God and I'll go to heaven and I'll be fine and my kids will be fine. They have a good family. This is how I was thinking.
And if it wasn't for having the moment of surrender, and that's what happened for me, where I'm like, listen, God, just I don't want to feel this way, and help me, and whatever you need to do, whatever I need to do.
Yeah, I'm cool with doing the surrender to the possibilities.
Listen,
the cross,
like, yes, like, I'm okay with doing the hard work. I don't just tell me what I need to do. And from that moment, like the past, I don't know, 6 months or so, it's really been this deep dive into discovering where my place is with that, and how I can deepen my knowledge and just my whatever. And it's been like cloud nine. I mean, there's bad days, but like it's just.
I would say, even for me, like I had like a really strong moment where like I strengthened that with God, but how do you stay in that, like, practically? Because I feel like we say that all the time, but some people are so in the depths of it that it's like, I don't see God, I don't hear him, like, where is he actually? And even as of lately, I've been a bit more pessimistic than normal, and I haven't been leaning on him as much as I know that I should. Why am I getting emotional?
Me too, though.
Oh my God. What the heck? This is stupid. Oh my God, I hate it. Okay.
No, I know.
But yeah, so like how, just getting back into that flow.
Yeah. I am a very stubborn person, and I'm very hard-headed. So what I do is I say, God, I need to know that you're here. Send me a sign, and I get dreams, and it'll be the exact thing that I prayed about. The exact thing that I talked about. And also just having those moments of, I drive a lot, I'm in the car a lot because I have the kids and I'm running, and I just have these moments of just talking and just like those gratitude moments. And I sit and I think, oh my God, I was just listening. I don't know if you know this song, but it's by CeCe Wine. I mean, it's by Bethel Music, whatever, but it's this song. It's like, all my life you have been faithful. I was bawling because really, like, if we take everything away, and all our dreams, all of our aspirations, all the sadness, everything, God is good. At the end of the day, period, there's nothing else. If we take everything away, God is good. The sun rises and it sets, and we have what we need. God is good. And that's where it's your will. That's what I want. If I get to do this music thing, great. If I don't, you are good. And that's when the doors have been opening. I've been having all these opportunities because I'm not
forcing yourself through.
Right. It's not about I'm the creation, and I have this gift, but it's about God. So it's like, I want to help people. And I want people to get out of their sadness, get out of their depression, and understand that there is a God that loves us and wants good for us. And there is a God that cares for us and speaks to us.
Yeah.
So it's like, I have to get out of the way. And when I was on my way here, I was praying, and that's my prayer. I want to get out of the way so that you can shine and that you can reach people and you can touch people. And I'm just a vessel. And I believe that, and I always have. And we get in our own way, and we get off the path, and then we get back on. But the only way to remember and stay with it is that gratitude. I think that's the thing that keeps us connected. God, despite all of this, you are good. When I want to curse someone out, thank you. And now it's coming without me even forcing it. Thank you. Thank you. And it's lead me, guide me. Like, lead me to where I'm supposed to be. Let me talk to the people I'm supposed to talk to. Let me have these weird situations where it's like, why am I having this conversation with this person? But just that gratitude, it gets you right back in line. And then you remember, like, okay, but at the end of it,
like, life is actually pretty good. Like,
life is really good.
Yeah,
life is really good. And even when it's really bad, tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Like, what's her name? Glorilla. Every day the sun don't shine, but that's why I love tomorrow.
Exactly. Like, exactly. She's on that Andy stuff.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So what's been bringing me peace of mind is doing things like this and just doing what I said I'm going to do. Like, that's really been bringing me peace of mind. Just putting one foot in front of the other, honestly. Yeah. Yeah. Ugh, I'm gonna cry.
Me too.
Yes. So what do you have coming up? Anything else that you want to share?
I have a show at the Brooklyn Art House on March 29th. It'll be a Women's Day or Women's Month type of an event. And also to celebrate the release of my song Saturdays, which is coming out March 23rd. And I'm sure I'll have some more shows coming up soon. I can't think of any right now.
I'll definitely post on my stories and keep y'all
Yes.
posted and put all of her information down below. Thanks so much for being here, for sharing your story. That was amazing. My first artist. That was good. I was nervous, but yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, and shout out to Llama. Thanks, Llama.
Yes, Llama. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much. Woo.
Yay.
We did it. Yeah.